Buonasera, buonasera, benvenuti a tutti. Stessa spiaggia, stesso mare, si potrebbe dire, con un altro grande personaggio ex milanista come l'anno scorso con Andriy Shevchenko, stesso compagno di viaggio Alessandro Alciato.
Buonasera, buonasera a tutti, buonasera Alessandra.
Allora, Alessandro, io vorrei citare un grande presidente degli Stati Uniti d'America che una volta ha detto questa frase: nessuno è sicuro di riuscire ad attraversare il bosco, ma solo chi ha attraversato il bosco ha una storia da raccontare. Il personaggio che abbiamo qua ha attraversato metaforicamente molti boschi, ha avuto una grandissima carriera, ma è soprattutto un personaggio poliedrico, e quindi ve lo andiamo a presentare subito perché avrà tantissime cose da dire. Signori e signori, ladies and gentlemen, George WEAH.
Thank you.
Benvenuto.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
Buonasera a tutti, belli e brutti.
Il marchio di fabbrica.
Diciamo che ovviamente con il buonasera a tutti, belli e brutti, la parte brutti si riferiva a me, però va bene, insomma, è un bel modo per iniziare, un bel modo per raccontare. George WEAH, come diceva Alessandra, è un uomo che ha vissuto tante vite, ha vissuto la vita da calciatore, ha vissuto la vita da presidente, ha fatto un lavoro incredibile da presidente della Liberia, da calciatore, insomma, ce lo ricordiamo tutti. Io vorrei, George, se lei è d'accordo, signor Presidente, iniziare parlando proprio da questa esperienza di presidente della Liberia, di un impegno che sicuramente porta con sé delle responsabilità molto pesanti. Che anni sono stati quelli da presidente?
La prima cosa io vorrei dire, nel lavoro per Liberia è andato bene e sono contento.
E che situazione ha trovato, che situazione ha lasciato, come ha fatto a lavorare, che lavoro è stato quello da presidente, che passaggi ci sono stati durante questi 6 anni?
Se io parlare inglese,
si può parlare inglese?
Sì, io posso. Well, first of all, I want to thank God for the wonderful opportunity that was given to me by the Liberian people to serve them as leader. Liberia is my country. I have strived for Liberia during the civil crisis. And based on my work with the Liberian people during our crisis, from peace ambassador to professional soccer player, Liberian thought that was the best choice to be their leader. And I assumed the responsibility of a great team. I went back to Liberia to build our economy, to help the poor, to work for my country, to represent my country. And for the 6 years I've been president, if you check my record, I've done so well. And I'm very satisfied with the job that I've done in the 6 years, build the economy of my country. There's less fortunate people that needed help, we were able to reach out to them, most especially during the Corona period. Liberia was the only country that were not affected that much based on the work that we put in. So I'm very satisfied. And I'm satisfied because I was coming from another field as a professional soccer player. There were a lot of critics that did not believe that a football player would not be a good president. But of course not. Well, I was a football player, but of course I have experience, and I thought that coming from the field is hard work, and I thought I could work hard to be the best president in the history of Liberia, and I did. I did my best with a great team. Liberia, to where we left Liberia today, you can see that there's a lot of improvement. Road construction, build new hospitals, free education, and what have you. So that I'm satisfied and thank God that I had the opportunity.
Joyce, quando e come ha sentito il bisogno di impegnarsi così profondamente per il suo paese e di cambiare vita sostanzialmente?
Well, I've always worked for Liberia. During the civil crisis, I was the peace ambassador, and I was from one refugee camp to another refugee camp to make sure Liberia restored. And then during my career in France, all I was doing was asking the entire world to help Liberia to cease fire. And I participated in those engagements. And based on that, we were ready to go back home to serve. And when I was asked to serve, I could not turn Liberians down. I had to. So I resigned from my team in Dubai, Al Jazeera, and I went back for a national call. And of course, I did my best. And you can see where Liberia is today. You know, the economy, we boosted the economy, and children went to school free, you know, and I'm happy that I ought to do that for my country.
Io vorrei allargare un po' il discorso, dalla Liberia andando proprio al continente, andando all'Africa. Le chiedo a che punto è la crescita generale dell'Africa.
Tu parli inglese?
About the situation of Africa in this moment.
Africa is a beautiful place, you know, and Africa is a beautiful place. And I show most of my friends that came from Italy that went to Liberia with me. They see that warm people, very good people. And Africa could be better. And that's why we're doing our best to make sure that when we have opportunity to help Africa to be better to the rest of the world. And so it's not so many times we go to functions, we try to project Africa as a powerful continent. And our friends in the diaspora, in the rest of the world, need to understand that Africa is a beautiful place, it's a potential company, and a continent, potential continent, and we can all work together and, to make the world a better place. So Africa is a warm place, you know, very hospitable, good people. And then you can see every time an African come outside, you can see their posture. They are very good people, respectful people, and then it's friendly to the rest of the world.
And which is the law, the reform that you would like the most, that satisfy you in a special way?
Well, I think we must be honest. Africa, with the potential of Africa still need to, you know, continue to be peace. You know, without peace, our world will be difficult. And I think we have to work towards peace. You know, the coup d'etats and different ills in our society. We need to work together. You know, Africa is far away from that, and we need to fight as Africans to join the rest of the world. You know, here I live in France, I live in Italy. You can see because of the peace, the country continue to develop. You know, without peace, we can't develop. And my life in France and in Italy and the rest of the world, you know, and that's why I went to Liberia as a leader, so our people can unite. You could see the elections. If it's a democratic process, why are we fighting? You know, we have our choice to make a leader. So we don't need to hijack people's desire. And that's why you see during the elections, in the second round of elections, was just maybe 17,000 votes or something. And we have to make sure that the country, Liberia, be on the stage. So I had to tell the next president that you are the next president, and election is done. We shake hands, and then we move on. We continue to inspire. Because peace, without peace, we can never develop our country. And what we're lacking development. But with the fighting and political maneuvering, and the people's voice is the people's voice. So I have another chance. If I were going to fight, you never know. Maybe I'm going to make it or not. But now I have another opportunity to go back again and say, you see, when I was there, everything was good. I'm not there no more. So the people can decide now to say, you know what, during George WEAH time, Liberia was better, and the economy was working good. And today, maybe I have another chance. Maybe I'm going to fight. I may not have been here in Italy. So I think in democracy, the thing about the peace of the country, and it's just the people's choice. The people made a choice, and we all move on. And then I have another opportunity to convince Liberians that, look at what I did, and look at the guy, he can't do what I did. And maybe I'll have another opportunity to come back. But if I fight, I may not have the opportunity. So I'm very excited,
Sembra che ci siano tanti bei messaggi, una visione molto positiva nelle parole di George WEAH. Io le vorrei chiedere se ci racconta Claratown.
Well, yeah, this is my community, Claratown. I'm very excited because during my reign, Gibraltar, Claratown, this is where I came from. I'm from the street of Monrovia. I'm from the ghetto of Claratown. And during my tenure, to see Claratown was the first community that I paved the road. It never happened over these years. But Liberia was almost 171 years old when I came. Imagine I was young in Claratown. And I grew up. I was the first person to pull a paved road in Claratown. I was the first person to connect Claratown to the rest of Monrovia. So I was excited, to Bay Park for young people to play. And this is the community that I came from. So I was happy that I could do that. So Claratown today, if you go to Claratown will not be the Claratown during the time we were living in Claratown. Claratown is a different place. It's connected, and people can move about. Before we experience every time during the rainy season, it's impossible to go to Claratown. Today you can drive through into Claratown. People are happy. Free education and whatever.
Josh. Let's speak just a little bit about football. 1995, Golden Ball, first non-European player. What was the feeling?
Well, thank God that I did. Glory be to God. And I want to say a big thank you to all my friends around the world. Italian, French people, you just name it. Chinese and Korean, you just name it. I think I said glory be to God, and I'm excited that I ought to break that record. Because I remember when I was coming to Europe from Africa, going to live in Liberia to Cameroon, I was always being the one to criticize that Cameroon just came from the World Cup. I'm leaving Liberia to go to Cameroon. I'm going to waste my own time because those guys are so good. They just came from the World Cup. But I didn't care. I wanted a greener pasture. And then I took the opportunity. I worked very hard. And then I ended up in Monaco. And while I was in Monaco, I was the third foreigner because we had Glenn Hodder and Mark Atley. I could not play. So I joined the young team, and I continued to practice. But I want to give my appreciation to Mr. Arsene Wenger, Coach Arsene Wenger, who believed in me, even though I wasn't playing, but he allowed me to practice with the team, the first team. And when I had the opportunity, he called me, he said, "This is your time. Go ahead and display what you can do. I believe in you." So he nurtured me. He made me a great player. And then I showed what I could do. So when I came to Paris from Monaco, those that said that it's impossible, and even coming to Milan, when I was coming to Milan, everybody say Italian football is the biggest football in the world. He would not make it. It's impossible. Even some of my friends. But you see, I believe in myself. I believe in hard work. And I believe that when I work hard, everything else becomes easy. And the most important thing I carry with me is discipline, to respect people, respect coaches, and respect my fellow players. I did that. You know, may his soul rest in peace. Excellency Berlusconi. I remember when I came to Milan, my first game against Juventus, io sbagliato rigori. So when I missed that penalty, I listened to a radio and television. "Oh, Luis, no bono, impossible." You know, but I understood the fans, because when you support a club and you want to win, and somebody missed penalty, you will be angry. But I was saying angry. I accepted the criticism. But I remember when His Excellency Silvio Berlusconi said that lui ha sbagliato rigori. Ma questo giocatore io ho visto, lui è forte, tecnica, e io ho certificato, perché io penso a lui deve giocare bene per Milan. Questa anch'io rimane contento, per quello io ho lavorato bene per Milan. So, you know, and I used to, and he was right. He was right. So I began to work hard, and at the end of the day, you know, what I achieved with Milan, 2 scudetti, enorme, ho capito? Io sono contento. Io ho fatto tutto per Milan, perché io vivo in Italia come un italiano. Tutti i tifosi, non è solo tifosi del Milan, tutti italiani. Tutti. Giorgio, e io rimango qui come una famiglia, capito? E io non ho visto un giocatore che tutti piace. Io non sono italiano, sono liberiano, ma io vivo in Italia come un italiano. Questa non ho visto, non ho mai visto. Non è mai visto.
Peraltro parla ancora un italiano perfetto.
Allora io provare, perché quando io ho lasciato qui non c'è nessuno che parla italiano con me.
Suo figlio
è normale, perché lui vive qui. Quando io vivo là, io parlo piano piano, capito? E sono contento perché Italia ha fatto tante cose per me, anche Milan. Per quello io voglio dire grazie ancora, perché tutto io ho sentito quando io comincio a giocare. Italia, tutto è differente, perché io arrivare lì, loro lavorano con me per arrivare. E oggi tutti dicono io sono Pallon d'Oro. Milan, Italia.
A me è rimasto un grande dubbio. È stato più grande George Weah calciatore o è stato più grande il George Weah presidente?
Anche grande.
Grande allo stesso modo?
Anche grande presidente.
E grande calciatore?
Grande calciatore.
Va bene.
Perché no? Perché no? Perché no? Perché no? Perché no?
Tra l'altro, oggi qui a Trento ho incontrato un giornalista che io e Alessandra conosciamo molto bene, un giornalista straordinario che si chiama Carlo Pellegatti,
Oh,
che è qua, che è qua da qualche parte e mi ha... Che è là?
Carlo.
E mi ha raccontato che a lei piaceva rivedere i suoi gol con Bob Marley sotto, con la colonna sonora di Bob Marley, con la musica di Bob Marley, è vero?
Sempre. Sempre. Perché io piace la musica, no? E quando io cresce come bambino in Liberia, nostra mentalità, perché tutti vivono nel ghetto, noi abbiamo sentito tante musica di Bob Marley. Allora anche abbiamo fatto tutti i capelli con Bob Marley.
Non riesco a immaginarla, però va bene.
No, abbiamo fatto. E per quello quando io arrivato in Europa, solo la musica Bob Marley io così e io ascolto Bob Marley.
Relax. Timothy.
Ascolta Bob Marley e quando io vado in campo io ho sentito ancora Bob Marley. Per quello io ho giocato bene.
Ringraziamo Bob Marley per averci regalato queste emozioni.
No, ma ci sono tutti i giocatori. Loro è troppo tensione, no? E non posso andare a giocare una gran partita in una borsa così perché è difficile, non è facile. Milan è 100.000 persone in stadio. Allora, quando arrivo lì, le gambe tutte tremano, capito? Perché loro vince. Allora, con una musica, quando ascolta un po' di musica, la forza arrivo. Per quello io metto Bob Marley, perché la musica...
Ma adesso le gambe invece tremano per Timothy quando gioca?
Quando gioca Timothy, sono contento di arrivare qui, anche Juventus. Juventus è mia squadra.
Lo so.
Sì, ma io non ho avuto opportunità per giocare in Juventus. Perché quando io sono stato in Monaco, io ho sentito George, la squadra di Torino, Juventus, vado lì. Io ho detto no, io non sono ancora pronto per andare in Italia. E io ho preso Paris Saint-Germain. Per quello io non ho giocato in Juventus. Quando io ero bambino, Plantini, solo Plantini, Pelé e Juventus, Plantini, per quello io piace Juventus, capito? E dopo io mai giocare, e io dico una cosa, i tifosi di Juventus, tutte le partite abbiamo giocato con Juventus, io ho fatto gol per vincere. È difficile.
Si fa così.
Sì, ho fatto tutte le gol con Juventus e qualcuno dice George, tu sei gioventino, ma perché tu sempre tu fatto gol contro Juventus? E io ho detto mio lavoro. So I'm very happy, and I support Juventus since I was a kid, because of Plantini, and I still support Juventus. But I'm very happy that my son, playing for Juventus, and I didn't play for Juventus. I just pray that he have a good career, And my wife, Madame Claire, she was the first coach for Timothy in New York. I used to go and watch them. And I hope that Timothy do well, as a father, I say to Timothy, work hard, be disciplined, be patient, because patience is a virtue. You know, I was not playing. I was always a substitute on the bench. And I understood that sitting on the bench with the team, it's also you can find harmony. You know, so when my time came, I become the best player. And also I hope that Timothy, and I'm praying for him every day, you know, to satisfy Juventus, to play well, to have a beautiful career like me. You know, so you know, I can only advise him. I can play for him. He's a very intelligent kid. He's a strong kid. He needs to work harder to succeed, because with all hard work, it's impossible. It's impossible. So I hope that it work for him, and we're praying every day. And I believe in him. And I was very happy when he signed for Juventus, because I tried my friends in Milan to see if they can get to make the opportunity. And my good friend Madini, and I spoke to him. He told me, okay, George, I saw him play. I'm watching him. And unfortunately, while he was looking, Juventus took Timothy. You know, so I was also happy that he gone to Juventus. Just hope that he continue to work hard and make good friends. Yeah.
A proposito di Timo e della nazionale, tu avevi una domanda.
No, sì, due in realtà. Una, vorrei sapere che livello può raggiungere secondo lei Timothy, e la seconda domanda è: Timothy gioca per gli Stati Uniti, per gli USA. Sarebbe stato importante che Timothy giocasse per la Liberia? Ha sperato che Timothy potesse giocare per la Liberia?
Well, you see, I just told you that I grew up in a ghetto, and I grew up with so many children. My grandmother reared me, you know, to take decisions for me, good decisions. And I, as a father, I can hope and pray for Timothy to have opportunities. But the decision making, Timothy was ready to make decisions. Because when I approached Timothy, when I spoke to him, the mom called me, you know, because she came to visit Timothy and said that U.S. national team is recruiting Timothy. Liberia looking for players. Yeah, Timothy could have gone to Liberia because I'm the father. I was captain for Liberia national team and also coach. But you see, in my own life, I was given opportunity to decide what I want to do. So I asked Timothy what he thought. And Timothy said, well, I was born in New York. My entire life, as a young man, I played with my friends. And those are the people that are going on the national team. So I'm used to them. You know, Father, it's an opportunity for me. So I said, but then decide. You know, he could also play for France. You never know. So he took a decision. And he told me, since I grew up with my friends, I did not grow up with the Liberian players. And then the only decision I would take is to be with them. There's a generation of U.S. soccer players. Why not? It's an opportunity for him. He's still a Liberian. He's still a Liberian. Nothing's going to change that. Because you got a lot of national, different people, players that came from different countries that play for different clubs. In France, you see Arabs, you see Africans, Italy. I mean, a mixed of people. So it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. He represented America. He was born in America. He's half American and half African. So you have the right to decide what you want to do. My only thing is to always speak to Timothy to work hard to continue to be respectful, to be disciplined, because with discipline, you can go far. When you are respectful, you can go far. Because through discipline, no one will ask you to work. You will work for yourself. So I'm happy. I'm happy because I wanted you to have a career. Now you have a career. So the rest, we just pray to God, continue to bless him. My entire life, I got a lot of injuries in my career. And I was lucky that the injury did not stop me. I broke my leg in Monte Carlo. I came to Milan. I broke my coccyx. I broke my back. I broke my hand in Bordeaux and Milan. I broke my hand. So a lot of injuries, but I still continue to believe in God, and I made it. At the end of the day, I was winning Ballon d'Or and what have you. So I just pray for Timothy to work hard. Whether it's injury or not, he believes in himself, continue to nurture what he have, and come back stronger. And also that he's happy. That's the most important. And he made a good decision. I never played World Cup. I was fighting hard with Liberia. The decision that I took, not to play for Cameroon, it was a decision. It was my decision because Claude Laura, they just came from World Cup, and Claude Laura, who introduced me to Monaco, he could have recruited me for the Cameroon national team because Claude Laura used to love me, and I want to thank him very well. I was playing for Tunis in Yaoundé. Claude Laura saw me and he introduced me to Arsene Wenger. He said, you will go to Europe because I see how you play. I wish you were not Liberian. You could have played for Cameroon national team. As a coach, I already played for Liberian friendly matches. And he said, okay, but I will help you. And he spoke to Arsene and introduced me to Arsene. So Claude Laura, this career we're talking about, we cannot leave Claude Laura out. It was very significant in the introduction to the Monaco people. And I want to hail him. I want to thank him for everything. So Timothy he has an opportunity. Imagine I took Timothy to Chelsea. He did very well. But Chelsea did not take him. And then I met a coach. That came with Paris Saint-Germain youth. He spoke to me. He said they would take Timothy while he was there. He had to go to Toulouse for a tournament, and they saw him and they brought him to Paris. And I want to thank Clover. Patrick Clover was the technical director, and he said, "Look, it's your son. I'm going to keep him." And also, Timothy now he's a big boy. He has his own decision, but I'm glad that he finally made it because he really wanted to play. Yeah.
Ma parlando di nazionali, che cosa manca al calcio africano? Il livello, which is the level of African football now? What do you think about?
African football? We're progressing every day. I know we're progressing every day. And a lot of people ask, I don't know if you're going to ask the same question, why African teams don't do well in the World Cup. And I show people, a lot of people ask me, but Africa have strong teams. And when it goes to the World Cup, numerical differences, and you got a lot of European teams going, a lot of South American teams going to the World Cup. Maybe Africa only 3 teams or 3 or 4 or 5 teams. What can they do? What can they do? Until the numerical part of the game is big, compare. And if they all have the same amount of teams, I'm sure Africa will do well. Because when the African team doing well, they almost leaving the World Cup. You see, so either the South African team or the European teams, because they're plenty. So I hope FIFA one day, it will be 10 European, 10 African, 10 South American, 10 so we can compare, So I know that time will reach because it's evolution, things get evolved. So but with what Africans having 3 teams in the World Cup, It's almost impossible. But look at the African players. When they come to Europe, they perform well. They perform very well. So we got talent in Africa. But we got disadvantage at the same time. Because competition, we are limited in this competition because we are less. Remember, one day the European Games, at that time were club championship. I was in Monaco. 2 foreigners could play. That's why when I was in Monaco, Glenn Hodder and Mark Atley were playing. I could not because I was a foreigner, African players. 1993, we had to not rebel, but make a case to FIFA that if we are Africans and we are playing in a European league, why are we considered as foreigners? We can play Champions League if we play in the European League. And when FIFA said, okay, you know what? Since you play in Euro, then everybody play. I want a higher goal scorer and most valuable player, Ballon d'Or. But if they were not going to involve us, maybe we were just going to sit and just play for our clubs, and that's it. So the world have to be involved, and you have to be seeing opportunity. It can be less opportunity for you, and then more for me. Of course, when more for me is a numerical advantage. You'll take advantage of me. So I hope we're waiting for the day that and those teams will be the same number, and because they are all competitors, they're going to, they want to get in competition. They cannot be less and the other people more. And then we keep asking questions, complaining why they're not doing well. Of course, they're not doing well because it's just 3 teams or 4 teams. You understand? In Europe, you're coming with more than 10 teams. South America coming with 10 teams. And how they call it. So that's what I think. That's what I think. And I believe that if the day FIFA bring everybody together in the same number, you'll see there's going to be a possibility that Africa will win the World Cup one day. We may not be here. We may not be here. Because football grew from 13 players. 13 players. Because when I was in Monaco, we had only 13 players. It's go to the games, 2 on the bench and 11 on the field. So it grew up from there to 18. So FIFA is doing very well. I hope they continue to do so. It's just only way. If not, it's just an illusion, Yeah, but the talent will come from Africa. You go to Liberia now, we got young, talented players. But the no scout go to Liberia. You understand? I left for Cameroon because Cameroon team came to play in Liberia and saw me playing against them and took me. So if they were not going to play that friendly match, maybe I was not going to never be a Ballon d'Or or neither play in Europe. So the scout also have to go everywhere. I mean, Africa is a beautiful continent. Africa is a one place. People love sports just like the Europeans love sports. And also, we want to just encourage companies and teams to not just go to few countries. Africa is a big place. The talent that in Liberia, I tried. The reason why our team was very strong is because we brought more than 7 to 10 players, play for all the big teams from Nice to Monaco, and Liberia national team was stronger. So it's gonna be tough for African teams in the World Cup because we're less. We're less. It's unfortunate. I hope that it get better.
Parlando di Africa non si può non parlare di Nelson Mandela.
Esatto. Perché vogliamo farti vedere una fotografia.
Nelson Mandela is a father. I watched him there.
Certo.
Yeah, he's our father. He's our father. He's our father. as the symbol of peace, symbol of humanity, a father figure. He's not just president for South Africa, he's the president for all of us. And I'm glad the day I was playing against AS Roma, and I remember when I called Capello, someone said that, Nelson Mandela want to see you. And I was supposed to leave for that after Liberia played in the African Cup. I was supposed to travel. And the security came to me and said, President Mandela want to meet you. So I quickly called my coach, Mr. Capello. I said, Coach, I'm coming for the game for AS Roma and Milan. But President Mandela want to meet me. What do you say? Capello, he laughed. He said, Judge, what do you think? I said, well, Coach, I want to come for the game. And there's an opportunity. So I took the opportunity to meet with him. And that's the photo you see there. I did not play the game. Even if I were going to come to play against AS Roma, maybe I was going to be on the bench. But it was the glorious opportunity to sit with a leader and a father. So I took that opportunity, and today my image is there. And he welcomed me, and since then, he nurtured me. He made me a special friend and son. And to get into politics, that was the driving tools. That was the man. He did not say get into politics. He said, every time you are called upon to serve your country, do not refuse. You are a good man and continue. So I'm going to miss him. May his soul rest in perfect peace. I'm going to miss him. I used to go to South Africa. When the league finished, I run to South Africa just to see him before I go to Liberia. So that I miss him. He's a father, and I don't know if Africa will ever have a father figure and a great soul like him.
About opportunities. When you were president, you take care a lot about young boys, children, young people. A questo proposito io vorrei coinvolgere nella nostra discussione un grande amico del Presidente, Enrico Olegato.
Okay.
Benvenuto.
C'è un bellissimo progetto a Monrovia, ho avuto occasione di vederlo l'anno scorso quando sono stata in Liberia. L'inaugurazione del museo e questo grande lavoro, campi di calcio, campi di basket, playground, campi da tennis per i ragazzini e le ragazzine della città. La Diadora, Presidente, le ha dato una grande mano.
Yes, like I said, Diadora, I want to say thank you. Thank Diadora. Because, yes, I was in Milan, but the image of Diadora is the image of George. Because I was able to wear the Diadora rare boots. Scarpe Rosso. We were very excited when Diadora came to inaugurate a new park and a museum. It was wonderful, and I hope Diadora will come back. There was sponsor of Liberia national team just for a little while, and they did well with our team, during the war, and I appreciate them a whole lot. And this is why we kept in touch with Diadora to come help us to design the museum with Diadora products. But I hope that Diadora come back to Liberia to sponsor Liberia national team to encourage them.
Enrico, vuoi raccontarci com'è nata questo legame con George dai tempi, appunto, come ha raccontato, della scarpa rossa fiammante?
George non solo direi che è un amico storico di Diadora, tant'è che la famosa scarpa rossa e la scarpa d'oro del pallone d'oro sono tra i pezzi a cui teniamo di più presenti nel nostro museo aziendale, ma poi è un'amicizia che è andata avanti perché non è solo un grande calciatore, George, non è solo un'icona, ma è un uomo poliedrico. Lo sport è importante, non è tutto. Bisogna anche andare oltre, fare qualcosa in più. Noi abbiamo dei progetti di sostenibilità in azienda e la sostenibilità non è soltanto, come è ovvio che sia, prendersi cura dell'ambiente, ma è anche prendersi cura di tutte le comunità con cui entri in contatto, ascoltare, dare qualcosa in cambio a un territorio, a una società che comunque tanto ti ha dato come azienda. E questo progetto con George era proprio parlare di questo per noi, parlare di sostenibilità, parlare di sport per i ragazzini come maniera di stare insieme, come maniera di crescere, come maniera di imparare a confrontarsi, a crescere insieme, a essere più forti. È veramente una comunanza di valori tra noi e lui.
Se non ricordo male, Presidente, lei ha incontrato Diadora grazie a Roberto Baggio, giusto? C'entra qualcosa Roberto Baggio con la sua storia con Diadora?
Sì. Yeah. Yes, Roberto, my good friend, and I was very surprised, but I was happy. I heard that Roberto Baggio was Buddhist, and he's led to be alone. So I love to pray. So I used to visit him, come to a room, ask him to teach me how to pray. And then we become friends. We visit each other, and I believe in Islam, and I was trying to teach in Islam. And so we moved together, we're good friends. And one day I asked him, I love these boots, Diadora shoes. He said, okay, I'll find one for you. And then he tried to contact the Diadora people. And then they agreed. And then Fabio Parisi. And Fabio said the Diadora people want you to wear their boots. So I asked him if I can wear the race shoes. And they said they would design one for me. So I want to thank Roberto. He was a very good friend, very kind and respectful young man, who I encountered. Because of that, I joined Diadora. You could see that we did the lion publicity. It was fun, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I wore the Diadora shoes. And that's what I said to Alexander and Chokon. Speak to Diadora to come to Liberia. And you get a lot of young people that are looking for hope. It's not just wearing the shoes. If Diadora can do something in Liberia to help the young people, we appreciate that. So we're working towards it. Whether it's to support a team, a national team, because they were supporting our national team. The national team don't have a support. So we wish that the Diadora will come back and re-engage the national team to support. And grassroots football is important. We could have gone to other companies, but I believe that the Diadora can support our grassroots football to help young people, and I believe in them. So I hope that will happen for us, and we pray for that. But again, I want to thank them.
La notizia è che Roberto Baggio è stato un grandissimo agente per voi.
È stato un grandissimo tutto a questo punto per noi, un amico, un'icona, un agente, un aiuto a sviluppare il prodotto, un aiuto sulle tecnologie. Veramente è più Diadora lui di me.
Io direi, voi non lo vedete come sempre, ma c'è un countdown qui che ci dice che manca un minuto, che stiamo per finire. Io e Alessandra avremmo voluto fare altre 100 domande a George Weah perché davvero la sua è stata una storia incredibile, però una la voglio fare, una domanda ancora, voglio sapere qualcosa sul suo futuro, cosa vede nel suo futuro, cosa c'è nel futuro di George Weah e poi se ci regala un pensiero sul Milan, perché lei in Italia è stato il Milan.
You see, when I'm still engaged in politics, I'm still the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, and of course, we are hoping to regain the leadership of our country in 2029, and then after that, if I'm successful in that, we continue to lead, and then at a certain time, when we reach the age of retirement, then we'll be living the same and be in private life. So for now, we stay engaged in politics, and we're making sure that our political base, which is the future of our country, continue to strive.
E sul Milan? E poi chiudiamo perché davvero c'è un'invasione qui.
As I said to you, Milan, I don't even know what to say about Milan, because I came to Milan and I've become powerful. Milan took care of me like a son of Milan. When I came to Milan, I was not even stranger in Milan. I was all Milanista. Even the fans of Milan, everywhere I go in Italy, they show me respect and they show me love. I think because of their love, and that's why I made it here. I made it because of them, because they show me love, they show me respect, and they push me to do well. So Milan is a great club, and I want to thank the Galliani, like I say, may his soul rest in peace. Their Excellency Silvio Berlusconi, they have done well for me, and Brida and all of these guys, they did very well for me. I have no complaint. I live in Milan, I live in Liberia. So I'm very excited, and I want to say thank you again to the AC Milan Association, and to all of our good friends, Italians that know me, even those friends that don't know me, that are always promoting me and saying good things. I know sometimes it gets difficult when we don't win games. We hear the criticism, and some of them are angry, but at the end of the day, this is why it is. It's football. When the fans are not happy, they say anything they want to say. It's not that they don't love you. They love you, but they're pushing you to do well. And that, I learned that from them. Every time I see they are not happy, then they push me to do well. So I'm very happy that I live in Italy with great respect, with love, and if you ask me to do it over again, I will come back to Italy to live and play again.
Grazie. Grazie George Weah.
Grazie Presidente. Grazie Alessandro. Grazie a tutti.